Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends for another special feeding episode. This time I'm going to be feeding a lady that I picked up on the legendary pass by doing all kinds of tasks. And I finally got her. This is Gua Gui, and that's what I'm going to be calling her. And Gua Gui is a legendary. She is magic. She is very spiritual. She's unfortunately part of the evil legions, and of course she's a villain, which is unfortunate. She does have 2 open ruin slots, which isn't as bad as just 1, but it might be something we have to fix. It really depends on her and her skills. I've heard good things about her, but I have shielded myself from her skills, so I really don't know what kind of creature she is. So I guess we're going to find out. So I do have a spot for her over here. Furker's in the vault now. She's better off. Okay, that looks like a very evil thing she did. I can't wait to see what it does. Alright, so where is she? She's down here. Nana Bozo. No, she's not going to be Nana Bozo. It's not going to be. We'll find a good name for her. So this is Gua Gui. Gua Gui is a legendary. She's magic. She has an evolving trait. Let's take a look at that. She starts off at rank 0 and she is hardened, which means she has a 20% chance to resist negative status effects. If you get her to rank 1, she will also become immune to possession. I don't believe that also covers corruption. Just the regular form of possession. If you get her to rank 3, it means that, I think that's a group version there, that she'll be immune to torture effects. Okay, it doesn't say if it's a group 1 or not. So I don't really want to make the assumption that it is. I know it's a different kind of an icon. It might be a one for her whole group, but it doesn't state that, so I'm not going to say it. So I'm just going to say it's going to make her immune to torture effects. Alright, so let's take a look at her stats. Her strength isn't too bad, really. Her life is pretty good. Her speed is also, actually her speed and her strength and her speed are pretty much the same, which is kind of interesting. Alright, let's move on to her initial skills. Hot Day deals moderate physical damage to 1 enemy, and then we have Cold Night. Deals moderate magic damage to 1 enemy. Also, those are both moderate, and that one is a high moderate. So is she a damage dealer? I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? And her special skill, Fata Morgana, applies sunburn, quicksands, nightmares, and curse to all enemies. Ouch! They're going to have a really bad next round, aren't they? Gua Gui is the newest addition to Captain Copperbeard's crew. She's a dark sorcerer who has spent many years in the desert wasteland. She'll bring a much-needed set of powers to the team, making the Space Raiders stronger than ever. Take that, Space Corsairs. So she's a pirate. They really should have a pirate book, too, you know? I really think that there are enough pirates to justify having a pirate book. Even if it's just like one of those little temporary ones, although I would make it permanent. Just me. Alright, so apparently she's got great skills. She's a dark sorceress, so let's start feeding her up and see what she's got. First, we'll get her to her final form. Alright? I guess she's kind of like a witch doctoress kind of thing here. But she is a pirate too. She's part of Captain Copperbeard's crew, so she is a pirate. So let's see what kind of skills she brings to the table here, right? Alright, let's start at level 7. Curse Me 2 lines. Deals heavy magic damage to 1 enemy. Applies curse to 1 enemy. Twice. And that is a 0 cooldown. I don't know what to say about that. Except, wow. She really wants to make sure you're cursed. And she hits pretty hard with that one there too. So, okay, let's go. To level 10. Roadhouse Kick. Deals heavy special damage to 1 enemy. Applies nightmares to all enemies. Okay, that's not bad too. Another pretty good hit there. She kicks. Okay. You know, however it needs to be done, right? Alright, so let's continue to level 15. Drowned in Sand. Deals heavy special damage to one enemy. Applies Drown and Quicksands to one enemy. They're having a really bad day. Alright, so a lot of individuals so far are having bad days. Now, if we could just spread that out over the whole team, everything would be going just well. That one right there, give me a group version of that and I'll be happy. Alright, so let's continue to level 20 and see what else she's got. So far, a lot of damage. Curse of the Ancestors. Activates all cooldowns on one enemy. Applies curse to all enemies? Where is that other one? Ooh, I don't know. You know, I think I'm going to have to take that one out. Alright, I'll take it out for now. Alright, because curse to all enemies, you know, that's really good. You know, especially if you're activating one individual's cooldowns for that. Okay, let's go. To level 25. Sands of Prairie. Removes 50% of stamina from one enemy. Applies Sunburn and Quicksands to one enemy. Would I prefer that over the damage? Okay, we're mixing them up though. This one has Sunburns and Quicksand. This one has Drowns and Quicksands. Okay, I'm getting confused. I'm going to put that in the front for now. I have a feeling that she has so many skills that it's just picking them is going to be tricky. Alright, so let's continue to level 30 and see what else she's got. Song of the Drowned. Applies bleeding to one enemy. Applies Drown and Nightmares to all enemies. She seems to do that a lot, doesn't she? She does one thing to somebody and then a whole bunch of ugly things to others. Alright, well this one here does Sunburn and Quicksand, so I'm oh, that's to one enemy. Alright, this one's Drown and Nightmares to everybody. I suppose I could take that one out. I do want to make sure I keep one of those though, because I just want a 0 cooldown. Like this one. This one does 2 torture effects to one individual, so I'll probably end up keeping that one. Alright, who knows though? We don't know what's coming. I think that I kind of need to take that one. Yeah, it's going to be a little hard to work it out in the end. She does a lot of damage with torture effects, doesn't she? Alright, so we should probably have like 3 left, so let's go. It's High Noon. Removes 30% of stamina from all enemies. Applies Quicksand to all enemies. Alright, what about this one? No, where was that one? This one took 50% of stamina away from one and gave them Sunburn and Quicksands. This one's taking 30% stamina from all of them and giving them all Quicksands. I don't know. That's a good question. I think maybe I'll just throw it in for now, and then we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to have to look over her skills and decide what I want to do. Alright, so let's see. Level 40. Pit Viper Bite. Activates all cooldowns on all enemies. Okay, it's and gives them poison. She does poisoning too. Okay, well obviously we're keeping that one because that one is obviously really good denial, isn't it? Alright, I'm going to have to throw that one up there because I kind of like to know where they are, but we are going to go back and look at these skills. And I still have at least one more left, I think, right? Yeah, at 45, right? Let's see if we get it here. And Sands of the Prairie. Alright, so wait a minute. Is this the one we did before? Yeah, that was an older one. Alright. I just want to see what the new one is, then we'll go back and figure out what we're going to do. Because it's kind of tricky here, right? Dark Ritual. Applies bleed to all enemies. Gives 1 extra turn to itself. Oh, we have got to keep that one. Okay, bleed. I don't think anything... She does bleeding too? Does she have every torture effect? I mean, she's got Quicksand. She's got Drown. She's got Nightmare. She's got Curse. She's got up here. She's got Poison. And then... I mean, I think she's got like everything. Is there anything she doesn't have? But I mean, the extra turn thing is pretty good right there, especially considering it's a low cooldown and it's low stamina. All right, I'm going to put that one there, and then we're going to figure out what we're going to do. All right, first thing, of course, is I do believe we got all the skills, but I do want to level her up to 60. All right, because this is going to take some thinking here. And level 60. Right. Okay, so let's go on in. All right, let's start with this. I'm not losing Pit Viper Bite. I am absolutely not losing that. activating cooldowns and then throwing something extra in there sounds great. You know what you could do? Assuming you don't have anybody on the other side that's got anticipation, you could do this one, make them bleed, get the extra turn, and then go to the top and do the other one. This one, which is going to also give them poison and activate their cooldowns. So that would be a great way to start a fight. Now, let's look at what else we have. Well, are those multiple enemies, right? This one here is a single target. I don't see how this could be a single target since you're actually making them all bleed. It says one enemy. That's got to be a mistake, though, right? I mean, something like this. Activate cooldowns on one enemy and then give curse to everybody else. By the way, I think I have to keep this one because that's just very useful. That's a single target. That's the one I'm going to keep for dealing with individuals who dodge group attacks. Even though I don't think the curse is going to apply to them, but the cooldown activation will apply to them. So she's not going to do any damage to him, though, which could be a problem. I don't know. Maybe I should keep this one. All right. She's doing poison, right? And then down here, she's doing bleeding. This one's hard not to keep, right? So this is curse. So then she's not doing the drowning, the quicksands, and the nightmares. All right, so let's look here. It's okay. Which is the one I would be trading out? I guess this one. This one does drowning and quicksand, but it does it to one individual. It's high noon. Removes 30% stamina from all enemies. Applies quicksands. That one just does quicksand. Applies bleed to one enemy. That's kind of a waste. Applies drown and nightmares to all enemies. That's not a waste. It is a single target attack, though. That's something to take into consideration. Removes 50% of stamina from one enemy. Sunburn and quicksands to one enemy. And we're back to the curse. I think this one here, because of the drown and nightmares. I'm missing quicksand, but I don't see anybody who gives quicksand to everybody. So where was it again? I don't know, the stamina and the quicksand. I don't know, maybe this one would be the best one to go with. Remove stamina from all of them and give them all quicksands, as opposed to bleeding, which is probably going to be a waste at that point because I'm already making them bleed. And then applying drown and nightmares. Drown is good, nightmares not so good, but it's extra torture effect though. And it is a single target. I mean, I'm not going to be doing any physical damage, just a whole bunch of torture effects. All right, let's just throw that one in there for a moment. Right, because she's not going to be doing any damage, like physical damage. Everything is going to be torture effects. We have bleeding, we have curse, and then, of course, cooldown activation on one individual. Again, one target bleed. We have drown. We have nightmares. And then we have poison. All right, I'm going to go with that one for now. All right, let's check out her stats. Yeah, her stats are really good. Yeah, her strength is really good, even though we're not going to be using it. You could use it if you use those single target heavy attacks. It's just that I think the cooldown activations and the torture effects are probably better for my gameplay. So 2247 strength is very, very good. All right, and life, very nearly 13,000 for somebody who's like a sorceress is pretty good too. And that speed, yeah, you could get her going really fast. And I think that is what I'm going to be doing with her. Because one, she's got lots of torture effects. If she goes a lot, she can be getting a lot of them down. And of course, she's got cooldown activation, which is a very, very nice manner of denial. So yeah, that's definitely the way I'm going to be going. Spoiler alert, we're going to be putting all speed on her. As a matter of fact, do they still have that deal going now? Yes, they do, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, no wasting there because that deal is going to go away. I took care of Wildbird, I took care of Isul, and I might as well just take care of her right now because, yeah, I do want to actually use her. All right, let's just look at the skills that I just chose and see how deadly she's going to be. All right, we'll start with this one, Pit Viper Bite. Activates all cooldowns and applies poison to all enemies. Now, this is very good. Now, she's doing the cooldown activation, which means all their skills that have like a cooldown are going to be activated, and they're going to have to wait for the cooldown to come. Now, that's not going to mean anything to the individuals who have 0 cooldown attacks, so they're not going to be able to use all of their big stuff. Even if they can use their 0 cooldown stuff, they're not going to be able to use their big stuff unless, of course, somebody in their party can restore their cooldowns. But chances are they're probably not going to be able to do that because their cooldowns will be activated as well. This is very good denial, and it also has the poison in there. Then we go on with this one. Song of the Drowned. Applies bleed to one enemy, applies drown and nightmares to all enemies. Nightmares is generally not one of my favorite torture effects, but you know, if you throw it in with another one, yeah, it can be very good then. Now I'm counting on this one as hitting individuals. I do have another one, but I am counting on this one as hitting individuals. And the reason I wanted this is not really for the bleed, it's just that more torture effects, right? For the entire group, which could be very useful. And then we have this one. Curse of Ancestors. Activates all cooldowns on one enemy. Applies curse to all enemies. So this, of course, you can just reactivate the cooldowns of one individual while you're waiting for this one to come back. And then, of course, you can give them all curse, which is a really good thing for your side, not for their side. Curse is the best torture effect in the game. It's got 3 stages. By the time that the third one comes around, if they've been damaged by anything else, they're probably in a lot of danger of dying. So that's a very good one right there. Again, I'm kind of counting on being able to target an individual with that, so that those who dodge group attacks, at least the activation of the cooldowns will hit them. That's what I'm counting on. And then we have this one. Dark Ritual. Applies bleed to all enemies. Gives 1 extra turn to itself. Now this is interesting because it's kind of a low cooldown, and it's also low stamina as well. So this is actually very, very economical. I would actually start the battle with this, because you do this, you make them all bleed, and then you come back with this one. So not only have you activated their cooldowns, but you've also given them 2 rather nasty torture effects to begin the fight. So that's kind of ugly. Then you could go like with this one then and give them curse, and then you can go like this one, because after all, she's moving very fast if you have a lot of speed on her. So she's going to be able to pile up on these torture effects. I mean, I didn't pick anything that actually did physical damage, but I mean, she's going to really mess them up. Really. They're going to be dying fast. Really fast. Especially since their cooldowns are activated. They may be charging because they can't do anything. And every time they charge, all those torture effects are just going to kill them utterly. And yeah, I did say it, but yeah, I mean it. Speed. Lots and lots of speed. As a matter of fact, she might be challenging Zikhar now for that last spot in the testing team. I might end up using her instead of him just because she's a really dangerous little one, and I would like to actually turn her loose on my enemies. We'll have to see about that, but I am leaning towards that. Of course, I'm going to need a name for her if anybody wants to make any suggestions regarding that. Anyway, this is Gua Gui, and at least that's what I'm going to be calling her, and she's pretty darn good. She's got some cooldown activation. She's got a whole lot of torture effects. She can extra turn, which, by the way, if somebody has anticipation on the other side, be careful with that. And she's got great stats, so she is really, really good. And I can't wait to start testing her. Yeah, I might just throw her into that testing video. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it. And play games because games are fun. See you.